Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the millstone, preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. Say shalom to you Akim out there. And this is another news article that I'm about to bring out. It was recently from U.S. News and World Report, published by Paul D. Schenkman 1 hour ago. And it reads, China sails warships near Guam in warning to U.S. over Taiwan. China has sailed one of its 3 aircraft carriers near the U.S. territory of Guam. A Japanese official confirmed ending an already combative year, which a rare move that Beijing signals a clear warning to the Biden administration over Taiwan. It says the Chinese fleet, led by an aircraft carrier, Longying, has already spurred several clashes within U.S. allies in the region, and with its tours of Western Pacific, most recent by conducting roughly 260 takeoff of and landing drills near Japan islands of Okinawa, home to a major U.S. military presence. The operations prompted the Japanese Air Forces to scramble fire jets and helicopters, as well as a destroyer and other elements of its self-defense forces. But Japanese officials also confirmed Thursday that Chinese vessels and translated to the south near western edge of territory the U.S. claims as part of the remote island of Guam, a critical element of America's ability to project military might in the region, as well as a stopping point at a base for strategic Air Force bombers and Navy submarines. And it says China's state news frame the deployment as a overt provocation to the U.S. and a warning against continuing behavior this year that has outraged Beijing. The operation shows that Chinese carrier is ready to defend the country against potential U.S. attacks launched from there, including military interference attempts over the Taiwan question, according to an article from the English Linguist Global Times, citing China's analysts. Though not a direct mouthpiece for the China's Communist Party, U.S. officials believe the outlet is aligned with its views and regular publishes what officials in Beijing choose not to say publicly themselves. China claims the Yao Ling, if I pronounce that right, has never sailed too close to U.S. territories before. A press report back in 2019, which was 3 years ago, indicated the carrier had approached Guam as likely response to the U.S. military exercise with its allies region at the time. The United States Navy's 7th Fleet, responsible for operations in the regions, did not immediately respond to requests for comment, nor would it say if it has responded to the Chinese deployment in any area. The move punctuates a year that has been heightened tensions between Beijing and Washington. The Biden administration has expressed outrage at China's continuing national security crackdown on Hong Kong, the former British colony and a semi-independent economic powerhouse, has increasingly taken under its control. Analysts generally believe China sees the assimilation, of Hong Kong as a test run for similar moves on other territory it consider its own. New tensions have not limited to the military sphere. China similarly condemned the Biden administration decision to require the you-know-what test for travelers from China, citing a lack of accurate and transparent data from the you-know-what in Beijing about a surge in the cases there. More directly, the two countries clash over Taiwan, another entity whose independence has embarrassed the China Communist Party, which sees control of the island national as critical to its legitimacy. Beijing expressed outrage at House Nancy Speaker Pelosi visit to Taiwan back in August, which was 4 months ago. Yeah, 4.5 months ago. A move the California Democratic has previously rescheduled, reportedly over concerns about blowback from China. Though the White House reportedly the move is conspicuously distant itself from what is considered an independent decision from the congressional leader. Nevertheless, China has not forgot that it considers an unfavorable diplomatic slight. Global Times reference is clearly in analysis of the Laoyin latest development. China will never attack U.S. bases in Guam as long as the U.S. military does not attack China or interfere in the Taiwan question. It wrote, citing Chinese analysts but have such capabilities, it is a deterrent against potential U.S. provocations. It also cited that the latest U.S. military funding bill that Biden signed this week that funds unpredictable levels of military sales and other military support directly to Taiwan, a move U.S. official agrees to design to shift the balance of military power in Pacific. Senior Senator Robert Mendez, New Jersey Democratic and chairman of the Foreign Minister Affairs, early this month called the legislation one of the most consequential in years by setting the theater for real deterrence by implementing a more resilient strategy for Taiwan should China continues to pursuing a collision course towards war. This is the book of Salakia. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6, in regards to the news article that I read with the tensions increasingly more and more between the United States and China and Beijing versus Washington over Taiwan. As you see I believe a aircraft carrier of China was seen next to the territories of Guam as China sends that increasingly warning once again towards the United States over Taiwan. This is the book of Matthew 24 and 6, and it reads through the Holy Scriptures. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And this is the book of Matthew 24, verse 7, goes to the next verse. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places, right? Because we're seeing this continuing increase between the United States and China over Taiwan, And we're going to see this tensions increase It's a high possibility these tensions are going to increase like they did throughout this year, 2022, of China showing its capability, this nuclear capability, this military arsenal capability against the United States over Taiwan. That situation, as tensions increasingly more and more and more, now so to ever, and it potentially gonna lead all the way to more conflict in the year 2023. You know. And so that's what we're seeing, these tensions increasingly. That's why I bring out the wars and rumors of wars between the nations and different kingdoms in the book of Matthew 24, verse 6 through verse 7 that I just read just now. This news article pertaining to those scriptures that I just brought out right here of China sails warship near Guam and a warning to the United States over Taiwan. So we seeing these stories in the news, it's just a rumor of war. Then it's going to be times these rumors of wars is definitely going to increase of, increasingly heightened tensions between the two nations, and that's what we're seeing. And it's going to, most certainly come in reality, and that's what we're seeing of this rise and increase of nations against nations and kingdom against kingdoms, as bringing out these reports. So with that, I just wanted to bring out this lesson right here. This recently just came out from the U.S. News, from U.S. News and World Report. It was published by Paul D. Shankman 1 hour ago. And so with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. And I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, preaching His word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And I say shalom and the ball.